Hey guys, it's Sunday afternoon. We're off to take our recyclables back.
As you can see, it's been a minute.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have recyclable pickup curbside, so we have to go somewhere and take them in, but we do. How many bags do we have, honey?
7.5.
Yeah, but it's been a few months since we did it.
It's worth it though.
Yeah. It was really worth it when we had garbage pickup. And it was $3 per bag tag. And the bags around here, when you make a bag like that, it can't be over 30 pounds. Well, you put cat litter in a bag and you don't even fill it up halfway and it's 30 pounds. So we had to find alternates. So we've got the recyclables that we keep separate, and now that we've got curbside pickup in the container, we don't have to worry about the weight of the bags anymore, thank goodness.
The can can weigh 200 pounds, which is great.
Yeah.
Because it easily weighs 100 probably just about every week.
I mean, if you lived by yourself or something and you had one bag of garbage a week, the bag tags are the way to go, but that did not work out very well for us. But this recycling center is really nice. Everything just goes into one giant container. You just dump all your bags and walk away.
So we'll see if we see anything interesting along the way.
What's the temperature?
31 by that. The thing at the house at 27.
I was gonna say that's usually a few degrees high.
So it's not too bad, considering.
It's really sad that we think 28 degrees is toasty. I mean, at this point, I'm used to it being like 10 degrees. I walked out and helped a customer with their groceries the other day without a coat on, and it was 8 degrees out. Didn't even faze me. Yeah, see, you said they sanded the roads, but unfortunately, with that little coating of snow that we got, sand got covered. Yeah, I don't know who is sanding our road, but honestly, it looks like somebody is standing in the back of a pickup truck throwing out handfuls of snow. Sand. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then they sand the curves and they sand the top of the hill and the hill itself, but they're not sanding the bottom of the hill. Well, that's where you need to apply the brakes to stop. And that's where you need to grab in so you can start getting up the hill. It's like either sand the whole road or don't sand. And they're not sanding any of the side roads, so just the main road is sanded. So if you're like us and you live on one of the side roads, it's still solid ice. As you can see, there's not a lot of snow. Quite a bit melted the other day when it was in the 40-ish range. But that's awesome for us.
And that big ass storm totally missed us.
Yep. We got like literally a quarter of an inch of snow. It was funny. But yeah, everybody's complaining about the lack of snow, and I'm like, at this time of year, I'm gonna take a lack of snow. Because snow melts into water. Water fills up the river, and then the river comes in my house. So I would prefer not a lot of snow. Actually, we usually never have problems unless we get torrential downpours of rain.
Snow melt's never a problem, really.
Yeah. But somehow in March we always seem to get torrential downpours of rain that last for 3 and 4 days, and when you've got melting snow on top of that, no river can handle that.
The ground is saturated.
Yep, and especially if sometimes the ground's still frozen and there's absolutely it doesn't absorb, it just runs off right into all the rivers, and yeah. Like I said, 99% of the time living right on the river is absolutely gorgeous, and it's lovely, and it's relaxing and beautiful, and the other 1% is
stressful.
getting up in the middle of the night and turning on the lamp 15 times to check where the water is. And once you've been through a big flood, too, you get more paranoid. After the flood happened in 2014, every time it would rain, I could not sleep. Even though I knew logically that we were not going to flood because it was, July and the river was low, every time I heard that rain start hitting, it would just freak me out. It was flood PTSD was what it was. I'm okay now.
Wish I could recover the video I had from that flood because we had to go in and get the cats out while there was 2 feet of water in the house. I took video walking through the house, and I'm very sure it's on one of my hard drives that won't work anymore. Like I've said a few times, I got a lot of cool stuff that I can't get to that I know I have. Hopefully, I don't know how expensive it is to send a hard drive out that I'm a data recovery specialist, but I certainly should look into it. A lot of memories too, besides the bad ones.
That was a nightmare. Walked into the house and all the water in the house, all the cats were up, but they were freaked out, of course, because of the water. And because of all the moisture in the house, the fire alarms were going off, which of course was freaking the cats out even more. They were in a panic, and they were all just screaming was what it was. They were screaming, and it was that's when I lost it. When I walked in that house and heard all my cat, I lost it. And if you don't know if cats can swim, they can swim, because I'm telling you what, Domino swam from one side of the house to the other. At the time, Domino was not who she is today. And she jumped off window ledge. Yeah, she jumped off the window ledge and swam all the way from our living room to the bedroom, all the way across the house, and climbed up on the bed. And at that point, she just looked at me like, I don't care, pick me up. And of course, that water was freezing cold, because in March that water's just a few degrees above freezing. And she was soaked and cold and scared, and I just picked her up and wrapped her in a towel and put her in the carrier, and she was ready to go. That was when we lost Salem. And who else? Lily. Oh my God.
We thought they were up underneath the bed frame, because we had our bed up on Tidy Cat buckets, so it stayed out of the water, but the water level was right at like the bottom of the box springs. We thought Lily and Salem may have gotten trapped up under the box spring, so we were expecting to find 2 drowned cats when we looked under the bed. Well, turns out they somehow got inside of the love seat. They went down in the cushion and they got up in the framework of the love seat.
We didn't find them till the next day.
We couldn't find them till the water went down.
And then I heard a very, very faint meow, and I was like, that's Salem. And all of a sudden we started
pinpointing it.
Yeah, and then we realized it was coming from in the couch, and we had to basically slice open the back of the couch, and there were Lily and Salem. Oh, I thought, and that's the thing, we thought when the water went down, we were going to find them. We were absolutely just torn apart about that, because it just, we didn't realize when we left, we left, we took the dogs, we left, we figured we might get a few inches in the house. We did not realize how much water we were going to get.
They had a problem with one of the gates on the dam. They couldn't close it.
Yeah. And we had no idea there was going to be that much water.
We went to bed with 2 foot of water in the house. We woke up the next morning. It was gone. The river was back inside its bags.
Yeah, the water was all the way up to our garage.
All the way out to the road, pretty much.
How many feet is that?
I don't know. river's edge, probably 70 feet.
Yep. So overnight, all that water was gone. It was back in the banks, and it was like, are you kidding me right now?
And that's how those buckets ended up with water in them, because they were floating upside down, and the water went down so fast that they landed on the floor and the water stayed in them. I'll throw that in here just for another laugh.
Yep.
Going.
Yep. The year before last, when we went to Carl's house, went there the next morning and fully expected to walk into a house full of water, and I walked in the house and I called Mike and I'm like, there's not a drop of water in here. It's dry.
Yeah, there was nothing, and as the day progressed, I do have pictures of that I know where they're at. I'll show you guys what water did come in. It just slowly creeped in, and the one section of our house, what used to be the screened-in porch, which now obviously since been opened up, but that cement in that room is 2 inches lower than the rest of the cement, and that area got a little bit of water in it, but that was it. We got really lucky.
Yeah, because I expected to just literally walk into,
A mess.
a mess. And it wasn't. What's going on over here? Oh, it's firewood there. But yeah, I walked in and I was like, you're kidding me. See, because the thing that you don't want to do is go to bed and wake up and put your feet in water when you get out of bed. That's not pleasant.
It always comes in at night.
At night. Never once has it flooded during the day. It's always at night.
Back in Windmill country here.
Hey, they're building another one.
Yeah. Another one right here in front of us. Be darned.
Well, like I said, when you come down 18 Mile, when you look at the end now on a sunny day, it's like, holy crap, there's a windmill straight down there.
This is our recycling system.
Careful, it's solid ice.
So a little side trip, we're gonna go by Tracy's sister's, what they call cabin.
God.
Yeah. We'll show you what it looks like. So last night I just happened to notice the DVR was flashing for our security cameras, and I popped over to the cameras, and here comes a black cat across the yard out by the river. Like, well, that's really weird. I got up and I grabbed a flashlight and shined it through the window, and the cat was on the food plate there, and it sat there and it looked right at me. I got a great look at it. It's not Binksy or Vern, the neighbor's cats. It's not Raven. I know Raven's face now that I think about it even more. It has to be Bright Eyes, as you guys will see. I'll show you that little clip, how bright the eyes are. So I'm guessing it's Bright Eyes, but it hung around. It came up from by the river's edge, and then it came over and sat underneath our table by the fire pit. But I'll throw that in here. I'll speed it up a little bit because it's like 5 minutes long, but just really weird. And I did not see it on the cameras this morning when I looked. It did not appear to come back. by the cottage. And then we're gonna go down by the lake. I've never seen this lake frozen before, so we'll be back when we get to where we're going. So here is what they call their cottage.
That's the cottage. Yeah. It's a house.
It's freaking gorgeous. It's got geothermal heating,
Yeah.
cooling,
It's beautiful.
security system monitored through the internet and all that crap. So if something goes wrong, he knows it. If the heat goes off, he knows it. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Then he calls us. But yeah, that's the sister and brother-in-law's house that I stayed at when I was downstate for my sister's funeral.
It's a take your shoes off kind of house. It's really nice. But they worked their asses off.
Oh, hell yeah, they did.
He was a cop, she was a nurse. So.
Debbie worked hard to be a nurse. I still remember when she was in school. I don't care how nice these houses are. I am not going to live in a place that's got a homeowners association. Oh, somebody's building. I am not going to live in a place that tells you what color you can paint your house, what you can do, what you can plant. This place isn't quite so bad as where they live. Where they live, you literally cannot plant. This is solid glare ice.
I see that.
But you cannot plant a plant in your yard. You have to have a professional do it. If you want to plant a lilac bush in your yard, you have to call and have a professional plant it. You're not allowed to dig a hole in your own yard. You can have pots on your patio. Yeah, sweetie.
I didn't think you could drive down there.
I don't know if we want to. It's icy.
Turn around.
Yeah, we are sliding all over the place right now.
There's an asphalt right there. She's freaking out.
Yeah, because until we make it to the asphalt, we're sliding around everywhere. See, we're not quite. There we go. Come on, girl. And you're driving with one hand.
I am too. That looks pretty cool, frozen over.
Yeah, it does. I wouldn't be out on it like those idiots, but yeah, you can have plants in pots on your patio and stuff like that, but you can't plant anything. And I'm like, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Dedicated ice fisherman there.
You call them dedicated, I call them stupid. No ice is safe.
I honestly don't know the name of this lake. The next lake over is Littlefield Lake.
This is Littlefield Lake.
Is it? Or is it a Littlefield Lake?
No, this is Littlefield Lake.
Okay, I guess it's part of it. 'Cause there's a channel over there
Yeah.
that ties it to the larger lake.
Yeah, the boat goes from here and then you go all the way that way and around, and it's a big lake.
Isn't that a cute little lighthouse?
Which
Alright, we're gonna get back out on the main roads and we'll continue to see if we see anything interesting. Pretty horse.
yeah, he is. Hi. Hi, baby. I like your coat. Aw. Hi, babies.
Beautiful horse. There's a couple of jackasses.
That horse has a heart on his rump. You can't see it.
Can't see it from the same.
Nope. If he turned to his left, you would.
Alright, onward. Tracy insisted we come down this way.
I'm gonna show you this windmill.
She has hallucinations about windmills, apparently.
Great. call me Donna Quixote. Now there is a windmill that you can see on 18 Mile now, straight ahead, way in the distance. There's a windmill.
It's there.
Ah.
No way I could zoom in on it while we're driving, but I can see it now.
Oh, and there's another one next to it. They're coming closer.
Yeah. It's only a couple miles from our house, really. I would guess 3 at the most.
It's hard to see when it's gray out.
By the way, guys, we showed you this little church a lot. If you want to do some interesting research Sherman City, Michigan. And look what used to be here and what's here now. There's nothing left here now but a few houses. It's quite an interesting little read.
It was a boom town till the railroad pulled out.
There's a little working oil well or
I think
gas well, whatever you want to call it. I really think they're more for gas.
See, that's the problem. All this stuff melts and then it refreezes and it's
It's smoother every time.
yeah. It's yeah. It's not really pleasant. But this is the road that I always used to miss. When I would come in from that way to come to the cabin, and I would always miss this turn. It sneaks up on you.
Temperature says it's 30 degrees. It might be that. That rattle's getting the point. I can hear it.
Which one? I hear like 5 of them.
Sounds like the sway bar link's broken.
That's what the radio's for. Geez, it's a shame we don't know a good mechanic that could fix that.
Willing mechanic would be better.
See, the thing is, you know how you always hear that the mechanic is the last one to get his car fixed? Oh, no. The significant other of the mechanic is the last person on earth that gets the car fixed.
Can't wait to see all this turn green again.
Oh, it'll start greening up quick. By mid-March, things will change.
River froze over.
Doubt it. What are those tracks?
I don't know. That sure looks pretty down there.
Yeah, it does. Hold on a second. Stop. I don't think it's dog.
You're like whacking the camera. There you go.
I don't think it's dog. I think it's coyote. I think that, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're just about home. Hope you had fun riding along with us today. I got a bunch of things I gotta do today. Bring in more firewood, yay.
I'm
Not
crocheting.
work.
I got the rest of the day to crochet. It's already late.
And the NASCAR season sort of kicked off tonight with that ridiculous quarter-mile track at the Coliseum. That was dumb. I don't know how many of you guys might be NASCAR fans, but they keep doing things and making changes and wonder why they're losing viewers. It's like, go back and watch a race from 30 years ago. Make it like that again. Then you'll get your fans back. It's
Yeah.
freaking ridiculous with all the rules now.
I understand all the safety issues, but you made it so safe that it's not fun anymore.
Thanks for riding along with us, and thanks for watching, guys.